Hello everyone, and welcome to Stitchin' Ain't Easy. My name is Ashley, and today is January the 6th, 2021. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I just wanted to come on here and talk about kind of a thing that I'm going to be working on for the next couple of weeks. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not feeling real great today. Okay, so in my previous video, I discussed like some upcoming things. I'm going to work on the cowl from Setta's Place, my temperature blanket, just a few different things that I have kind of going on. Okay, so it all kind of changed up a little bit last night. I'm still doing those things, but they're not my top priority like they were. Okay, so I haven't really said my crochet story or anything. I plan on doing a video on that. I used to crochet in high school and in my early 20s, and I kind of stopped for a while. You know, homeschooling and kids and all of those things. So I stopped for a little while. Well, last year, my aunt, my mother's sister, who I'm very close to, got breast cancer, and I took her to a chemo treatment, and they had a little table set up with a whole bunch of crochet hats and little blankets and just little goodies and things, and it was so cool to see just how uplifting that was to everyone, just to be able to go over there, and it's like each time you could go and get one hat. So every time you went, you could get a hat or you could get a little trinket or something. So I thought that was so neat. So, okay, whenever my baby girl, who was 12 now, when she was 3, she had issues with her blood. We were in the hospital for a week with her in the children's hospital. She had 2 blood transfusions during this time. We're still not really sure what happened. We kind of think it was a spider bite and it just rocked her whole little system, but we're not really sure. Anyway, she's perfectly fine. She's amazing. She's a sweetheart. But during all this, while we were there at the children's hospital, we were in the oncology department, the cancer part for the children. And that was one of the hardest weeks of my life. Not only was I, because I was scared to death for my baby, but just seeing these other little children and just how tough they were. And we'd go and get her checkups and see these little kids just hooking themselves up to their chemo and not thinking a thing about it. And I remember, I prayed so hard the whole time we were there. So anyways, I've always had like this kind of special spot, this special, I don't know, this kind of want to, I guess, to make stuff for people with cancer, honestly, specifically children, because of what I saw and just how hard it is on them, and they're little and they don't understand, and it's hard on the parents because they can't explain it. So anyway, okay. So this month, I'm kind of on pause because last night my husband and I had to go to Walmart. I'm on a liquid diet, and I ran out of the one I can have rice milk, and that's all that I can have. So I ran out of it, so we had to go to Walmart real quick and get some. While we were standing in line, I had my purse, which I thought was over here, but it's not. I've shown it in a couple videos. It's like the rainbow colored purse. And a lady that I talked to a lot mentioned how cute my purse was, asked if I made it. I said yes. She started talking about how she had been loom knitting hats, and I was like, oh, how cool, I've been looking at loom knitting, you know, I'm thinking about that, blah, blah, blah. So then she tells me that she's been loom knitting hats for the cancer department at one of the hospitals in Oklahoma City, and I mean, it just clicked. I'm like, oh, okay, I have these things that I've been wanting to make, and some things I've been kind of making and putting back slowly. that's perfect. So then she tells me that her son is the reason that she's going up there. Her son has a brain tumor. So if you're praying, people, please pray for her baby. But, so I asked her if I made some things, if she would be willing to take them, and she said yes. So, one, I'm excited to be able to do this. Two, I made a yarn friend. So, alright, so, I also, besides hats, I wanted to make some little amigurumis to send, just so, you know, little things to play with. Some of these I made whenever I first started crocheting, whenever I started back crocheting, because of going and seeing everything with my aunt. These were some of the first things that I started to make for the children's ward, which actually was going to be the one in Tulsa, but it kind of just happens to go to the one in Oklahoma City now, I guess. But, okay, so these are some of my first ones, and I'm going to make some more little guys. And these usually set up here, but my little jellyfish. He's one of the first ones, a little squishy guy. This guy's not finished yet, and I think I have some of this yarn still. Maybe a little bit. If not, I'll just finish him out in white. He's out of cotton. The other two are just acrylic. There's another little tie-dye dude. Oh, and this one, he's purple, but same thing. He's just kind of a little squishy guy. He was the first one I made, I think. And I have an ice cream cone. I'm going to put a little smiley face on him, so he's a little happy dude. And then I have this. I was making an ice cream cone with a little cherry on top once I got a little more adventurous. Some sprinkles. This was supposed to be the cone. It didn't quite work, so I'm just going to have to add to the top of it a little bit, fix it a little bit. Okay, so as far as hats that I've made, some of them are really small, because I mean, one of them, the first one I'm showing, was kind of a mess up. I was trying to make this hat for my son, and it kind of turned out a lot smaller. Anyway, the other ones I've been making and kind of putting back. So I have 7 amigurumis and 9 hats. Like I said, today is January 6th. Her appointment with her son, I believe she said, is the 22nd. So I'm going to make the 19th my goal, so that way she can just have it and not have to worry about meeting me or anything at all like that. So I have not very long. Anyway, okay, so here's the little tiny hat that I kind of messed up on, but it could, I don't know, maybe work for someone. Maybe someone has a baby doll that they need a hat for. Here's one that I've shown before that I was planning on making for my mother-in-law, but we didn't get to have Christmas with them, and so I'm not really sure what the plan is, and I can make her another hat. It'll be okay. Imagine that, and not sewing in. I'm going to sew it in, I promise. I have a few days. There's another camo hat. This one is just woolies. The rest are all acrylic. This little guy. This one was also a mess up when I was making my hat, but it's not really small, but I mean it's not really big, should I say, but it's decent sized. These two I was planning on sending to Hat Not Hate, or Hats Not Hate, but this kind of came up, and so I just had them. So I have a little bit longer to make hats for Hat Not Hate, so that's my plan. So these are both Mary Maxim, and I should be getting my mystery box from Mary Maxim later today, so there may be another video up. We'll see. Okay, so that's what I have made. So I have these, all this is in my trusty little bag with the foxes on it. My middle baby's middle name is Fox, so I love foxes. Okay, so I'm gonna make, this is some extra, the puzzle yarn that I had from a scarf I made for my brother. So I'm gonna make a hat out of that one. I have this comfy cotton. I won't go through all the specs just kind of because, I mean, it's not really a review, I'm just kind of telling you, I guess. So I have this comfy cotton and this mandala sparkle. I guess I could tell you the colors at least, huh? This is the color Driftwood. Darn it. I looked this up after I messed it up last time because I said Aquila and it's like Aquila, I don't know, I looked it up and I know it was, I butchered it twice now, I know that. So anyway, these and possibly this one, the Super Saver Pulling in the color Stillwater, I'm probably going to make little amigurumis and things out of. Stay. Okay, sorry for the crinkles. This is my handy dandy tub for my polyfill. Quite a tub, but we'll pretend and act like it is. Okay, I want to make another hat out of this. I made one for my niece. I just had it. I don't know what happened to it, but I set it aside for my niece because I thought of her the whole time I was making it. So, but I want to make another hat with this. It's just the mainstay in the color Purple Multi. It patterns up very neatly. So I want to do that. Make a few hats in this, the mainstay Pink Multi. And then I'm going to make some more hats because so far they're all kind of girly colors except for the puzzle yarn. So I have this Mary Maxim that has been well loved. That is the one hat that I showed. Now there's all this stuff on top of this hat. Okay, is this yarn, and it's the Mary Maxim in the color Denim Variegated. It's the value yarn. You can tell, but anyways, I'm going to make a few hats for little boys out of that one. And this is the Basic Stitch Anti-Pilling in the color South Wind. I plan on making a hat, hopefully out of that, and then if I have enough, then I'm going to make a little, I don't know, jellyfish or a little something. I want to make some little turtles or something like that because I like turtles. Anyway, my kids will dig that. Anyway, I have like not a lot of green yarn, but I have some random green yarn, so like little turtles or frogs or some other little something other than the usual amigurumis that I've been making. But I also got these out for amigurumis because I thought these would be cute as little jellyfish. These are just the Yarn Bee little dollops. This is Marmalade Morsel and Tuesday Twirl. And I got these at the Hobby Lobby clearance for 49 cents. So that was a good deal. So anyway, that's my plan. So it's kind of put a skirt on all this other stuff that I've been making, but that's okay because I'm really excited to make some things. I also have a few blankets that I've been making for Project Linus, just some little, nothing real fancy, but because of COVID, that's what's kind of stopped all of this, is I haven't really known where to send it or whom to send it to, but between my meeting with my new Yarny buddy, I now have someone to send it with and know where to send it to. And so this is my, you can't see it, everything's stacked up. That's what I'm going to be working on for the next almost 2 weeks. So, alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, especially if you stay to the end of my, I guess, once again, crochet ramblings, although that's not what this video is called. But anyway, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a very, very blessed day. Stay safe. See you next time.